The one.
The one. We are live. We are live. Take it away, Rohan.
We are live. Are we live? We're live. I'm checking on YouTube. Are we live?
Yeah.
We are live. The stream has started. First things first, is everybody's audio audible? Everybody say hello. One by one. Can you hear every single person? Can you hear every single
Yo,
person?
yo.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Yo, lights out and away we go. And so far, I see no comments in the chat about how the audio is bad, which means so far season
good
2
or very
of
bad.
the Sidepod is off.
It's
to
real.
a flyer. It's
Why
real.
not?
It's happening. Many things have happened over the last 4 months. Drivers have changed teams. Teams have changed principles. Teams have made long-term plans. Teams' short-term plans are falling apart. Lance Stroll has hurt himself and unhurt himself, but the most important development we can all agree is that Arjun S. Ravi has had a camera and set up glow up for this new season.
What's up?
And so Aditya Bhatt, please show your upgrades. Show the upgrades you have brought to this season.
Yes.
Lift your
I don't
upgrade
know.
up and
I don't even know what this is, but I like it.
Right, exactly.
That's what
Right.
Mercedes said about their side pods last season.
That's what Mercedes said is a great meme. But on that note, hello, welcome everybody to the Sidepod season 2. How's everybody been over the break, friends? What's been up?
I missed you guys. Just saying.
I missed you guys also. Very
But
much.
we met. But still,
Yeah,
I
that's
missed.
true. We met.
Yeah.
We met.
Yeah.
We met. That's true. Some of us met. Some of
Some
ditched
of us
that day,
met,
some
exactly.
met. Yeah.
Yes, but we've missed. I think we've all missed doing this. Like there has been a F1 itch that has needed scratching, and it's finally it's time to get going. And there's just
Only
that
hours to
whatever
go.
you say, however like preseason goes or whatever, there's that just complete excitement of क्या होने वाला है first race में यार. It's just
Yeah.
always.
कौन false hope देने वाला है इसमें? Go Ferrari, Ferrari.
Oh,
But
man.
yeah, it's so this podcast, to be fair, started as a review of Drive to Survive.
Yes.
So I feel like before we get into the new season, it's only fair that we all talk about whether A, we've watched, and B, enjoyed the latest season of our favorite soap opera, Drive to Survive. Thoughts starting with Mr. Azim Banatwala on the latest season of Drive to Survive.
I enjoyed it. I think it had a lot more moments than last season for sure. I think last season felt like a little, despite how exciting the season itself was. Like I think maybe that's what it was. Like last season, the season was just so exciting. The Hamilton Verstappen battle season, where that nothing that Drive to Survive did would really match up to the drama of watching all of that live. This season was fun because I think there was a lot of stuff, lot of internal politics happening. I had a few like favorite sort of moments and arcs. The Christian Horner fix your fucking car, hilarious,
Oh,
gold,
so good.
absolute
meme.
gold.
Peak meme. And
Um,
all the team principals just looking like, what is happening here? What is happening here right now?
And just like Christian being, मैं चेको को बुलाऊं अभी.
No, I have printed.
I have printed.
Why you want it printed?
There was also quite enjoyed the Alonso villain arc, like him embracing the dark side and being like, "Hey, it's time. Listen, I am the bad guy." Like that, like the fact that he owns the fact that he is just like evil uncle of F1 now is nice. And what's the third thing I was gonna make notes, but then we started doing our pre-chat meeting. But I'll remember it during the course. I'll pass it on to Sherry.
I really enjoyed this season. I think it was quite fun to kind of see, as Azim pointed out, the darker moments that we had obviously seen a lot of, the whole PS3 fiasco and all of that. I think to see it actually panning out in real time, where I think that was really fun. And I think I did wish, of course, there was more on the whole Max and Perez angle. I felt like there would be more, but there wasn't really, sadly. And yeah, I really felt bad for Checo. I felt through it, like somewhere at like some level, I just felt like there were moments where you were like, they were literally like, okay, he's not performing. Same with Danny Rick. I mean, I feel like he's going to be watching this and feeling really shit. Which
Did
was
we
just-
lose Azim? Hold on.
I don't know if he
No,
lost
I'm
his
here,
name or
I'm
he
here,
turned
don't
his
worry.
camera off.
I'm
Yeah,
here.
he turned his
Oh,
camera off.
okay.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
There was a blackout.
There's so Azim's protest against the fact that they didn't
Yeah.
show the Max Checo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But I
missed that.
felt like that
Not enough Seb Vettel. I'm going
Yeah,
to turn my screen.
exactly. Also that I was like, why was there not like anything mega about Vettel? Like I just felt like I was expecting more, and then I was like, okay, that was it. Like, so yeah, there were moments I feel like because there wasn't so much drama in this season, like on the track towards the end of it, right? It was pretty predictable, and we already knew what was happening. I thought they would focus more on these elements which were blowing up on social media, but that wasn't really there. So I kind of missed that. But overall, I thought it was what it is, and it was entertaining and fun, and I mean, worth the watch for sure.
Yeah,
Arjunesh
totally.
Ravi.
Look, I mean, now there are 5 seasons box to box. Okay. Plus, the production house that does this also now has nailed this format for a bunch of
Yeah.
other sports.
Yeah.
They're doing this for tennis, golf, surfing, fucking anything. They're gonna stick some BTS cameras, giant boom mics, and everything, and they're gonna start getting this sort of content. They've really nailed this format. Then it comes down to what stories are you following.
Yeah.
And sometimes the stories can be damn interesting, and sometimes like the Pierre Gasly episode, for example, it was kind of like, okay, cool. Yeah, he had a kind of middling season. Even the Checo Wala episode, we're trying to build up that thing. That was like, whatever. But then the Oscar Piastri episode, because like that's happening real time and everything, it depends on what you're sort of following.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I also sort of agree with Azim in that, like, typically this is what D2S does. That first season of D2S was actually a boring as shit Formula One season. It was a great as shit, season of D2S. And that's what it does. It makes you feel like, oh, 8th place they are fighting for, and it's going to be freaking awesome. It's just as like powerful as first. So I kind of feel like this season they're hitting their stride. They're doing some things really well, and then some stories just don't pan out. Some glaring omissions, like Seb, I'm sure we'll get to that and everything. But overall, like, I was quite happy.
Yeah, I think they also didn't do the Checo Max wala thing because like, yaar, ye fir se next season nahi aayega. It was like.
Oh, that was very clear omission.
Yeah.
Like that was very clear, guys. Let's not talk about this. Like there's no planet on which you ignore or avoid that. Like that was Miss Aditya Bhatt.
I think Seb was in it as much as I was in it, and I was not in it. This is please. Okay. And so like it's just about the management of expectations for me at this point with Drive to Survive. Most points just look like, that F1 channel puts out the highlights at the end. Just color grade that, and that's Drive to Survive.
Yeah. And put a fake commentator.
Fake commentator, fucking
my fault
obvious.
for
Jesus
expecting
Christ. Like, oh my God. That's like, I've seen TikTok voiceovers with more credibility than some of those fake fucking commentators. Like, I love that this commentator says a line that will somehow be retrospectively, contextually perfect for some information that will show up 16 weeks later. Just, what are you doing, bro?
This is just some lone YouTuber. 3 people watching.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys agree with this. I like more of this, behind the scenes of like when Binotto and Steiner just took a vineyard trip wherever, and like do that with the drivers also. Like go on their training camps or whatever, because there is not. You're not gonna exaggerate drama. We don't want you to do that. Otherwise, there is not much, and then it becomes like a highlights package. So I'm not sure.
And I love how they did also like a tribute to Will Buxton, as somebody pointed out, Utkarsh points out in the chat, where they used his last season's, if you qualify first, that means all 19 drivers are behind you.
But Will Buxton was definitely less cliched this year, 100%.
Yeah. Like he's taken in the feedback clearly.
Taken the feedback.
He's brought upgrades.
What do you think, Rohan? What was your overall impression? Did you down it in one go, or how did you even down it?
So I thought I was going to pace it out, but like with Drive to Survive, and the thing is, right, and I'm like, I followed the previous season closer than I followed of racing week on week closer than I followed a lot of the previous seasons of racing, and I wonder why. But it's a thing that I did anyway. And so I was expecting to be quite like, hey, I already know everything, right? So surely this should be more boring. And then episode 1 happened, and I was like, I'm really not convinced like this year, because episode 1 was really shaky. Like, it was very like, oh, we're back, but there's just, again, like, that's where it really felt like what they're saying about being like a highlights package. That just felt like they were rushing through so many different setups and trying to get that. It really started to come together in like episode 2 for me. The only thing I love about episode 1, like Aditya said again, I love that Steiner Binotto drive was the White Lotus season 2 plotline that got left on the cutting room floor and really would have elevated it to a next different level of Masterpiece TV if they just left it in there. I cannot believe they sold that footage to the Drive to Survive guys, because I would, if Drive to Survive never focused on F1 again, and it was just these two gentlemen, and the only rule is that they have to just keep drinking more wine as they go. All right, that's the rule. We
it's
shut
like
down
on Michael
Italy's
Winterbottom
roads.
film.
Yeah, we
series,
shut
like
down Italy's roads. We let them drive as drunk as they want to be. And we just see where the story goes. And I feel like we will end up with nothing but gold. Also, so this might be an unpopular opinion, but I didn't really feel any lack of Seb in the sense that, look, okay, great moment, etc., all of that. But where's the dramatic conflict in any of it? Everything that we had to say and know and do about Seb has been done on social media. What did he do? He put out a black and white video. He said, I'm leaving. And the fact is that while it's a beautiful emotional moment, everything that followed was just spectacularly more entertaining. So I'm just saying, if I was a show producer, yes, while Seb leaving is great, what is it more than a 5 minute?
I would have used him more, say, in the Mick episode.
Maybe in the Mick 100%.
In the Mick episode, because that.
Yeah.
Again, we don't know, right? Like, in the sense that it's entirely possible that Seb was just like, look, this is my last day, I'm done. He had that entire Papa Seb, I don't care. I'm sure he was like, look, man, I'm going on my run. If you guys want to run alongside me and film me, you can. And
Or at least come with him when he's cleaning the stands, no?
Like, or something, right? But I feel like maybe that just didn't have the dramatic conflict, so they went, the best of this has already been done, and they went. Other things that I definitely feel like the Max Checo thing was an omission.
Yeah.
I feel like, considering what a fucking storming first season George Russell had with Mercedes, that was just not a narrative that was genuinely
how consistent he was.
Just the consistency of it, right? Especially the sort of Williams to Mercedes. And given that that was such a huge plot line and story arc last season, that what's going to happen after this jump, and the fact that in the year that Lewis is struggling, and I will say this, like, I will give Lewis Hamilton credit about this. In the year that he's struggling, this is the most I've enjoyed him on Drive to Survive. He actually seemed very, like, grounded and relaxed and sort of just like, fuck, this is life now. Like, what do you do? Right? And I really enjoyed that sort of aspect of it. The other thing that I really enjoyed, fine, Pierre Gasly episode, maybe, but dude, I'm sorry. Nothing has broken my heart like Pierre and Yuki's chat in the bus.
That episode.
On the way, and genuinely, A, cute, and B, just props to the camera person and the editor for, there's a long part of it where Pierre is speaking, but they're just staying on Yuki's face. Right? And there's this sort of multitude of emotions playing out where you can tell he's partly trying not to cry, partly also like, fuck, next year's going to be tough, partly also this thing. And I'm just like, yo, why is this petrol show making me cry? What is your problem? Like, why are you doing this to me? And I really enjoyed that. And I will say that I'm a comedian. I wouldn't, if you go to the YouTube comments on my page, I'm not one of the best ones out there, but I've been doing this long enough to know that as a comedy writer, I have never in my life written a punchline anywhere near as solid as Gunter Steiner's. Till the day I go from this fucking planet, I am done with Russians. No more Russians.
I was surprised. I said it.
I paused and I just laughed about 7 minutes straight. Like 7 minutes straight, all right? I laughed. And I also want to thank DTS for Gunter has gone to them and said, you need to put in that bit about saying hugged. Hugged. I said hugged.
Not
like they really left that in there.
But I feel
overall, that's what I felt about this season.
Give him and Mattia like 4 more days on the vineyard, he would probably actually fuck the entire paddock also. No. But did anyone also get the feeling up to like episode 4, like were you like कि ये लोग के पास सिर्फ ऑस्टिन का फुटेज है क्या? You know, did anyone get that feeling of
Austin? Like... No, Austin and the Zhou crash.
Silverstone crash.
Silverstone crash. So like,
milked for all it was.
It's soon going to become the Netflix Dhadam logo. Is going to just be replaced by that shot of Shogun you sliding across the gravel, because that's the only way they can nichoro that shot more.
For sure.
But you know, and that's what they've been able to nail. All these like the access that they, F1 these days is more open than it ever was. Okay,
Sure.
we consume, like, for example, for us, because we watch, like, the five of us I'm talking about, we watch all the seasons. Like, at least now we're watching every season,
Yeah.
watching the races. We're probably watching the press conference, the fucking YouTube videos. We're consuming, while most people are consuming 8 hours of Toto Wolff in Drive to Survive, we're consuming maybe 800 hours of Toto Wolff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like in that kind of thing. So we know all the fucking nitty gritties and everything, but still they are revelatory moments that come because of the access that they
Like
get.
that team principal meeting, I had no idea it was that
Totally.
acrimonious, right? Like, because that
Holy
looked like
smokes.
look, these two have been shit talking each other. Like, that's been the main narrative, right? Of this is
Yeah.
basically the main is Toto and Christian Horner just constantly poking each other. But this was a point where it felt like this could kick off.
Yeah,
hard.
right now. Yeah.
Right now, right? This could kick off hard.
Yeah.
Also,
So
the
I
cost,
feel
the
like
cost
that's
cup,
The
the
cost
cost
cap,
cut
yeah,
cap
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
that was
that
good as
was-
well. Yeah.
That was also
Yeah.
very good.
Zach
But it-
Brown.
So
it-
that
it-
access that they've been able to retain now, which is amazing. That 5 seasons in, they've still been able to retain this access and get those moments. Keep the guy mic'd while he's going
Yeah.
into the meeting and he's going to talk to G.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
that guy,
that's
that
amazing.
thing and all of that's still freaking amazing. And it's great that they're still sort of doing that. One other thing that I really like, I don't know how you guys watched it, but this year, like, I watched a lot of it on this, like, I have this insane, like, sort of audio system in my house.
Dude,
And-
BTS has
Oh.
to be 4K 5.1. That is how
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
always watched it. and
on
it is the only
Atmos,
thing I recommend.
the
Yeah.
sound design this
Insane.
year. Okay, you
It's
typically
astonishing.
I'm a bit pissed off when the car. I can tell it's coming out of the straight on Silverstone. It should be accelerating, but why are you playing downshifts to me
Yeah.
on the audio or whatever?
But they just
You know,
sound
like,
nice. Downshifts just sound nice.
curb sounds.
Oh, yeah,
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 From
yeah.
one side to the other. Holy smokes! The audio design that they did this year.
It's stunning. It's stunning.
It's insane. Like,
It's
really,
stunning.
really nice.
And
Yeah,
still,
I
they
love
just
it.
have some of the nicest. And you know what? Some of it is that sort of 4K BTS footage, but some of it just
Yeah.
even just their short choices in simple race moments. Like, I don't know whether it's a broadcast camera or it's a specific D2S camera, but my favorite angle, especially in the Red Bull episode, is they have this one wide angle that's sort of flat out on Horner on the pit wall. And you
Yeah,
can see
yeah.
the cars coming and going behind him.
Yeah.
And the sort of tension that conveys when he's trying to figure out what's happening and one of his cars is coming in and shit kicking off on the radio, and it just the sense of just urgency that's conveyed in that moment is so brilliant, so fantastically done. Huge fan.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
And sorry, Azim. go
no,
ahead.
it was just housekeeping. It's that time of the stream where we have to tell people to smash that like button because we
Oh,
do
yeah, you
not
should
have enough
totally-
likes on this stream.
You should 100%. Should be
Like
also
the
there's some super
entire
chats.
paddock. Yes.
This is a good time.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Like the entire paddock. Pranav says, fake podcast back. Hooray! Set up a fantasy F1 for the Sidepod squad, please. Will be fun to see who's on top each week. Yeah, maybe we could do that.
Let's try.
We have
Yeah,
been
that's
we have
right.
been
We have
using
been
the word
using the
community recently.
We have been using the
Yes.
word community. It is a good show, to be fair. I mean, still Dan
Mm.
Harmon's finest work.
Yeah, what's it?
But,
6
yeah.
seasons and a movie.
Yeah. Made it happen. Like, yeah. But
yeah, we might do that. Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all.
glaring omissions in this season. We talked about Vettel specifically.
Max
Russell was
Checo
done a little
was not
dirty.
there.
Max
Max
Checo was
Checo.
not there.
Mm.
I also found it a little, while the cost cap thing was done well, I did find it a little bit weird.
Yeah.
But narratively, this obviously has something to do with.
incomplete. Like it didn't
Incomplete?
feel like suddenly there was just like, oh, this is all we get,
Yeah.
and that's it.
No,
Like,
and they
there was
also
no-
didn't mention the wind tunnel penalty, that
Yeah,
kind of stuff
exactly.
as well.
Punishment and all of
Yeah,
that.
So this
yeah.
is right where I'm talking about, where this is where a little bit felt like they were worried about they were going to lose access to Red Bull
Yeah.
and like all over again, and they don't want to lose because the weird narrative choice for me there was like whatever you think of Zach Brown's letter, etc., whatever. The idea that he is somehow the villain of this story is absurd. Right? With everything that's happening, with the greatest of respect, the idea that the guy that writes a letter saying that, hey, the person with the bigger bat should maybe get a
Yeah.
little penalty, the idea that he's the villain is a little
Yeah.
unfair narratively, right? Like
That's
whatever
true.
you can say, it's a little narky or whatever, but it's not. Like, he's not the bad
Yeah.
guy in this story. Like, he's the bad guy. Look, man, you're going to get if preseason testing, which we will get to, is true, then you can hate Zach Brown for a whole different reason
Yeah.
on the next season of Drive to Survive.
Yeah.
So, but this was just, I don't know.
But also how
Yeah.
they went, right? Like how Horner's interview started with, "We have not broken the rules. We've done
Yeah.
there." So we may have kind
Little
of
bit maybe catering, thoda khana
Maybe
pina,
perhaps
little samosa
welfare
per
of
budget.
and but also, dude, Horner's fucking fact and like opinion twisting at that press conference about mental health.
Yeah.
In these times of mental health, the fact that I cannot feed my people is
Amazing.
like, bro, this is grade A. Like, this is grade A posturing.
And I feel like both of them, Christian and Toto, now are the self-awareness around D2S cameras being around them all the time is enabling them to play up their characters.
Yeah.
100%.
And he said it. He said it
You know,
in
the fight, right?
Team
Like, are we doing
meeting.
this
He
for
was
the
like,
cameras?
Are we just
Yeah.
doing this for the
Yeah.
cameras? Because Toto will
Yeah.
be doing a lot right now.
Because they were genuinely so surprised where it looked like Horner was like, "Oh, are we doing DTS hamming right now? Was that
Yeah.
because you didn't tell me
Yeah.
we were riffing? You didn't like I didn't get the memo about this being the part where I was supposed to riff for the cameras." But also the other thing that was, now that you mentioned Toto, the interesting thing about that though, Arjun, is that this is the first time we've seen Toto under pressure, right? On DTS.
Oh.
It's only been dominant Toto so far, right? And I will say this, as much as I think the guy is a badass or whatever, he has clearly not taken the pressure well, in the sense that no, I mean, not in the sense he's obviously responding Toto fucking wolf, but publicly, like he obviously is a little like way snappier. As somebody who has anxiety and like the odd anger issue, Toto Wolf definitely had a little too much coffee that morning and not enough carbohydrate and sleep. And he probably got out of there and had a moment in his office where he was like, fuck, if I could go back and write out those words.
One season ago, it was about some latte that he was ordering with a
Pumpernickel,
Pumpernickel.
It was
bread
Pumpernickel, right?
Yeah. And now it is like,
now it's all like,
we're going to park this car in the lobby as a reminder of our failures.
Our failures, yep.
And like, that was a bit intense.
Even in that team principals meeting, you see Binotto, right? He's like laughing with everyone else. Andreas is laughing like very snarkily. And suddenly when Toto is like, if anything happens to our drivers, and Binotto just like, whoa, relax.
Yeah. Like, what? Relax. Like, horse me out, Toto.
I will come after you.
Yeah.
I'll come after you, your mom, your dad.
Like, yeah.
I think
what like, that's when I'm like, ye German hai. He's German.
Yeah.
I just wish they could have worked in just like him saying all that, and then just one beat pause, and then everybody starts laughing. Been hilarious.
Yeah.
Josh Capito, very underrated in these meetings, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, when you're sitting in last place, matlab,
How can you be lower rated, to be fair? Thank you, Amel, for the super chat. That's very, very kind of you. Shreya says, anything? Yeah, DTS is great and all that. It's weird to go from 4K 5.1 Dolby Atmos access to the other issue that is currently plaguing the nation. No fucking broadcast.
No access.
No broadcast.
No broadcasters are picking up the rights to F1. So one is very sad. Hotstar, why you know? No. And second is so guys, what are the options? F1 TV Pro.
F1 TV
Pro. Price of about what, $2,500 a year if you want it.
Yeah, I like a fool bought it nice and early at full price of 3,000 rupees, and then they put discount next day.
Same date came out. Same. Yeah.
You early adopters know sometimes you'll really get screwed.
Yeah. But damn sad that no broadcaster has picked it up for all the talk around like F1 being so popular and everything. And like, I can feel it. Like we can all feel the sort of groundswell of movement around F1. The fact that the broadcaster hasn't renewed the rights is kind of like weird. And I was reading some stuff around it and stuff like that. And it's more, it comes down to what the broadcasters are willing to pay, and F1 not accepting that as like a reasonable amount. So, I'm sure it'll come back in some way or the other or whatever. Until that time, I have to send you guys some shady links and all. Wo bhi hai.
Like, matlab hai. So guys, if you see Arjun S. Ravi standing on a corner in a large trench coat, go up to
shady links मिल जाएगा तुम लोग को. अभी 3,000 रुपए नहीं करने का है तो shady links.
Standing with a cap with a QR code on it.
Come and scan.
No, you should go really old school. You should sell VCDs which have a JPEG of the QR code.
No.
They have to go find a disk drive, open it.
Uh,
But
yes,
I find it
Little
sad
like
that
tab of acid with a QR code on it.
But it's quite crazy because I don't think we've ever had the kind of views we've had on like the streams this year, right? Like, I mean, whatever seeing the numbers on Hotstar, I've never seen like those
Yeah.
kind of numbers. I
it
feel
could be
it's,
F1
like,
just getting greedy
huge.
now.
Yeah.
Could be. I think it could be, right? Because they were asking for a
And,
decent amount
like-
of money, apparently.
Yeah. And Hotstar was anyway not spending that much. Most of those OTTs right now, and Hotstar is like suffering right now because IPL
Yeah.
rights have gone. They've invested
Yeah.
a shit ton
Yeah.
of money on original content and all of that
Yeah.
stuff. I would imagine that maybe F1
Also,
is not
in
as
general, I
much
feel like we're at this sort of programming, like we're at this cull point in general over like the OTT space.
Yeah.
So we're going to see these brutal
But is it not
decisions where-
on OTT at all? Like, is it only not on OTT or not on TV also?
Not on
No,
TV
not on
also.
TV also.
Not on TV
Kidhar bhi
also.
nahi.
Hotstar has
Kidhar bhi
lost
nahi
the
hai.
rights, yeah.
Just not there. Just
And
not
that's the
there.
thing with people. It's like 2,500 is a lot, but in return you get only F1. Like people get Hotstar, as in they get IPL, they get other
They
things.
get everything, yeah.
Like, no, you.
No, you get F2, F3, Porsche Super Cup also, wherever available.
Yeah.
And Albert Fabregas.
You
And
get
ex-
all the cars.
Yeah.
You get all the cars for 2,500 rupees.
And exclusive documentaries, guys. Don't miss
And
it.
listen, telemetry.
Hey, you know me, I'm all about those exclusive documentaries. Sign me up. And like, what? I don't need F1 TV Pro for that. I have Aditya Bhatt for that. I don't.
Dude,
I'm
I
getting
don't
F1
have
TV Pro
F1
for
TV
telemetry.
Pro. Like, Germany doesn't support F1 TV Pro.
The prices came out after he'd already paid for the mic.
No, I've got to go to Sky Germany, which is like Ralf Schumacher commentating in German or something.
Oh yeah, this is
God
true.
damn.
That's why
This
I'm
is true.
stuck.
Yeah, but
That's
apparently they're
amazing.
saying no more David Croft, which I'm very happy about.
Oh, really?
Apparently on this they're
I
saying
mean,
no David
no more
Croft.
Johnny Herbert I'm aware of, but no more.
Yeah,
David
Johnny
Croft.
Herbert I'm aware of. but
Somebody
yeah.
in the chat said no more Croft and Brundle.
No, that just means we don't get the Sky part. No, that's why. If we,
Yeah.
we don't-
Oh,
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
No more Sky.
They
No
have
more
Best.
different,
Sky.
they have different
Yeah, yeah.
commentators.
No
for-
more
They have
Sky.
Oh,
No
yeah.
more
This is
Sky.
Paxton and
Yeah,
backstage
yeah,
people,
yeah.
Jack
Oh.
Nichols.
Sherry, you're gonna have to hype Hamilton on your own.
Yeah,
That's
now
wavy.
neutral commentary
It's just,
after
yeah,
how many
you're gonna
years?
have to do a lot of heavy
Tragic.
lifting this year. Lot of heavy lifting this year.
Yeah.
So
Those
yeah.
guys, Alex Jakes and what's his
Mm.
Randall's son, and those
No,
guys.
it's the Drive to Survive
But
commentator.
isn't
We'll
there,
finally hear him now.
any way to
Yeah.
get access to the Sky Sports digital like thing, whatever that they have?
Arjun has
Arjun
some
has shady
VCDs.
links, yeah.
Arjun has some
Arjun?
VCDs.
I'll send you guys on the WhatsApp. Don't worry. Yeah.
I'll sort you out with that.
Yeah,
You
he'll
know,
sort it out, yeah.
Sharing,
It's like,
reaching
Jack
the
है
dark
अपना, Jack
corners
है.
of Reddit.
Jack है अपना. Jack है.
Yeah. You know, speaking of like these cool journalists, in Drive to Survive this season, keen-eyed Indian viewers may have noticed Niharika Ghorpade from Sportskeeda.
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
was
yeah.
there in one scene.
Yeah, she was
when
there in
Otmar
one
Sa-
scene. Yes, yes.
Yeah, in that Otmar Safnad, and Abhishek
Correct.
Takle from Midday also asked
Yes.
one question and everything,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is the
yeah,
only
yeah.
Indian representation that we had in
Correct,
Drive to Survive.
correct.
So,
I remember that Otmar
That
meeting.
was also-
Just-
Yeah.
yeah.
But speaking of Indian
Yeah.
representation, I think a good segue to move on into
Yeah.
next season. Now all Ferrari's pit lane failures are going to be blamed on India.
Blamed on an Indian. Yes, exactly.
Arvind Chen.
This is our problem now.
Yeah. But should we, before we get into the actual the preview of the season, should we do the fun thing of just ranking liveries?
We can, you know what? Why don't we rank liveries? Why don't we pick liveries? Just talk about how their preseason testing has
Yes,
been, and then just
why
take
we-
it one by one, right? And
Yeah.
everybody wins.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's
So
do
I will
it.
quickly transition to the thing that says livery review. Livery review.
Oh.
Livery review.
Oh.
Yes.
Livery review.
Effort.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we have
Oh
all
my
10
god.
liveries.
We are the Aditya Bhatt now.
Yes.
No
we actually
PPT
are,
then.
because if I move this, you'll see telemetry data. So
Dude, my job is what? Khatri mein hai.
oh,
I'm just
oh,
That's amazing. Oh man. This is exactly how I'm going to sneak into the paddock and put our little sticker on the Haskar.
Sticker on the house, yeah.
Good practice.
for
By the
sure.
way, have you guys had when I saw the liveries when they came out, versus when I saw the liveries out on track. I have conflicting
Different,
views.
yeah.
Like, yeah, thoda. Did you guys go through that same thing? Like,
Yes.
when they came out on the photos, they looked amazing, but then on track during preseason, I was like, I might change my opinion about a few of these.
There was a lot of difference, just not even from the liveries, but also on the renders, the
Okay,
cars.
that's
Even
cars
also
though.
a lot of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where should we be? So I've put 4 categories. We can put these into God tier, nice, meh, and yuck, which I think is the best way to rank anything in the world.
100%.
But I think to be
God tier
fair,
में डाल दो यार.
huh?
W डाल दो.
W डाल दो,
Yeah, I
डाल
think
दो.
everybody
DC डाल
agreed
दो.
that.
Agreed. The black
Yeah,
one.
Agreed,
the black
agreed.
Mercedes looks very
Only
nice.
if you're putting Aston also in God tier.
Really, Aston goes in God tier according to you?
No, nice.
Aston was so good last year. There's no need to change it. Like, what would you change about that? It looks so
Yeah,
good.
so
As in,
again,
you like
I
that
think
British
so.
racing
What
green type of.
to add objectivity, we should look at it like not in comparison to last year, but just like in general.
But still, because it looks
Okay,
good.
where are we going with Aston since we're on Aston? Rohan, where do you stand on the Aston debate? And chat, you guys also let us know.
I'm on a nice for Aston. I'm so
You're
sorry.
on a nice?
man.
I'm also on a nice for Aston.
I'm on a nice for Aston.
Nice.
Nice. Arjun S. Ravi?
What was the after below nice was what?
Meh.
Don't look at. It's not for Aston.
Bro, I'm not that much of a fan of the British racing green in general, unless it's like a plain sort of thing or whatever. And I was like, B, C plus.
Okay, so
B
we are
minus.
mostly nice for this
Nice
one.
and yeah, mostly nice. Chal.
For McLaren, I was on the team of yuck for McLaren because I don't like this year's McLaren design at all. What do you guys think?
I mean, I thought it was yuck, but then when I saw it on the track, the papaya really pops.
Yeah.
But I, of course.
I mean, I don't think
you
it's
have.
yuck, but I think meh.
Yeah,
Meh.
I agree.
Meh.
Where are we, Rohan Joshi? And where is chat? I cannot see chat at the moment.
Currently, McLaren is at yuck for a lot. Meh and yuck for a lot. There's a lot of yuck and meh going on.
Kalis D'Souza says
McLaren is one of those. McLaren is one of those cars where the black makes it a lot worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The black is not working. Like
it's not working for me. That's what's not working for me.
I have the McLaren which I finally built in the background. Oh, you can't see it on this, but eventually you will have it.
The
But
yellow one?
There's no black in that, which is why it looks nice.
It looks like a papaya smashed onto the road. And I'm not saying that, it just does, like in the sense that it's just
like something is wrong. You know, it's like those like when you go and buy a car cheap copy and like the stickers are
it's a Hot Wheels McLaren.
Like something is off. Like you can't like.
It's getting a lot of yucks in chat.
Okay, so yuck
given
it
that I
is.
called it yuck it is. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Where do we go next? Let's go with another old one. Williams Classic.
Nice.
Meh. It doesn't do anything.
I mean, the only reason I would put it as nice because I'm like finally एक sponsor बढ़ गया उन लोग का. So I mean that's the only positive for me. They have one.
And also that they appreciate the fact that they've gone with color. Someone's going with color.
It seems to be like a sort of toss up between meh and nice, so we can put it wherever.
You can go
that's
meh.
fine.
I mean, all the cars are have a lot more exposed carbon this year, like in general. So it's like these little pops of color only you're getting with most of them.
So it's how you use them, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, this is the one which got quite a bit of.
It's quite divisive, right?
Which one?
The Alfa Romeo.
The Alfa Romeo. I quite like the Alfa Romeo. For me, Alfa Romeo was quite nice.
I thought it looked great on photo, but when I saw it on the track, I was like a bit underwhelmed.
It just looks unfinished on track. Like I don't know how to explain it. It looks unfinished on track. It looks like on
the photos it was looking
photos it looked really nice.
But I think all of them look way better in the images. Like much.
Probably.
I mean, fair.
That's kind of like my display photos on WhatsApp.
It's a between a meh and a meh.
I don't think it's a
Meh.
yuck.
Yeah, it's not
as
yuck.
bad.
It's not
Because
yeah. No,
it's not like offensive, but
Yeah.
it's meh.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going
Yeah.
meh. Chat is not excited about the meh because
Chat is
all
not
chat
excited.
was
Everyone
like
said
nice.
nice hai. Nice hai.
Nice,
Nice
yeah.
hai.
Nice is fair. I mean,
Nice is
from
also okay. Fine. Nice.
Nice it is.
I don't think it's
Right.
red
nice,
and white was
guys.
got
But
to
we
it.
respect our community also, no?
Yeah.
Like, they're saying nice, then like we should.
And
yeah.
for reasons unknown, we should be nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Red Bull, classic Red Bull design.
Yeah.
Meh.
Nice.
I still think
Meh.
Red Bull is classic. Why change it if it's already nice?
No, that's fine, but also like just fucking just like if what if the FIFA guy never changed the soundtrack?
Yeah.
Where would we be in this world today? All FIFA music.
Sherry
is nice.
just
What if he
wants to
never
not
changed?
see Red Bull on the podium
See,
over
I'm
here.
not.
That's all.
I'm not with Sherry on Yakko, right? But I will say that, like, in the sense that
Okay,
why
Yak was just
also
dramatic.
here is why I will extra penalize into the mayor thing. Out of all the livery, and given that Red Bull is usually so on point with like production video, this thing that was one of the single most boring fucking launches like
Agreed.
ever. Like consider when just like fucking like
Yeah.
it was just so like get
Way
on
too
with
long.
it. Like
2
yeah, get
hours,
on
bro.
with it.
Come
Get
on,
on
man.
with it.
Show me the car already.
Like,
But
yeah,
they
get
also
on,
give
get
you
on.
one nice livery in the middle of the season. One nice limited edition white livery will come. And
So
all.
उसको डालेंगे ना God tier में.
Okay,
तब
ठीक है.
आने तो तब तो
Okay,
डालेंगे
fine,
वापस आ
fine.
जाएंगे.
Meh,
Meh
meh,
for me.
I
Red
still
Bull,
think
meh Bull.
nice. I'm
Yeah, I
in the
think
nice
nice.
sort of zone because it's like I agree with Azim. It's
I
kind
also
of
like it's
become
nice.
like
It's
a
iconic.
classic.
Okay,
Classic,
but
And the
yeah,
same
it
logic
has
that
become.
No,
Okay,
you don't
fine.
need to change.
Go
What
with
are people
nice,
saying?
Go with nice.
Meh.
okay,
Most
mostly people are
saying
saying meh. Fine, man, fine,
Yeah, fine. Yeah,
fine.
And
Okay.
one person has said Red Bull is Son Papdi, so do whatever you will with that. I mean, you need to add a Son Papdi tier, Azim, but I don't know where that goes. It's a decision you're gonna have to make.
Oh no. Wait, okay.
Okay,
I'm
what's next?
But yeah, next. No, you don't have to add Son Papdi.
okay.
Damn, this is gonna start a controversy if you're replacing God tier with Son Papdi.
Yes, Mercedes is officially Son Papdi. Make of that what you will.
Well, right now, Mercedes. If I throw a piece of Son Papdi and I throw a Mercedes.
Okay,
this is
where are
the
we at?
same
Where are we
thing.
at with Haas? I like Haas.
I like
Nice,
it. ठीक है.
nice.
Cute है.
Nice,
Cute है.
nice.
Also,
It's
just because
nice.
I'm going to one day like have to have a business conversation with them. I
Yeah,
just
we like Haas actually.
We like
We
Haas.
don't mind. Yeah, we
It's-
like.
it's
We all
nice.
like
It's
quite,
nice.
Quite a bit.
It's nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
very
Nice, okay.
It's nice.
Nice. Okay, Alpha Tauri.
Yuck.
I don't mind Alpha Tauri.
Like if you're saving weight, you could have just left that nose black. It looks way better than making it white.
I like the color. Some
I
color.
don't
I
mind
like the
it.
color, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the
the
side
awesome-
profile of it.
And just
I
because
legitimately have no opinion on it.
you have to go
I
because
have
all
no
in a
opinion
comment.
on it.
Because
I
all in a
guess that
comment,
makes it a meh.
they're right
Meh,
on it.
meh.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
because
Tell me.
Alpha Tauri is going to be one of the most visible cars because most people be seeing it in their review mirror. So,
Nice.
Okay, we'll put it in. We'll put it in May. All right, Alpine. Where are we on Alpine?
Again, I mean, kind of indifferent. It's not.
You know the thing with Alpine, right? And I don't. And this is just
Didn't they
the
do
bugging thing
one
about.
pink and one blue?
Yeah.
They did one pink and one blue when they launched it. no?
Yeah.
I don't know
I
what
want
it
to
is.
pick
These are two
nice.
very striking colors, but they just don't, for some reason, come together on this car into anything that's more than. And it didn't last year. And just, I don't know. They're just perfectly nice colors that don't do anything well together on this car. So, meh. To yuck.
Meh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, finally, Ferrari.
Son Papdi, bro.
Son Papdi.
Ferrari is always
And
Son Papdi.
especially with the now on the rear wing. Now
Yeah.
Ferrari
Black
lettering.
Ferrari lettering, no, beautiful.
Chef's kiss.
Beautiful.
Too good.
Also, somewhere they should come first.
Where? Yeah.
There's Son Papdi.
So there we have it.
Son Papdi Championship at least.
Son Papdi Championship.
Yeah, change
So
it
should
from
we-
SF75 to SP75. Come on.
SP. Correct. Okay, so now that we have this tier, should we just go using these as our benchmarks for this? No, we're just gonna go into testing and just talk about.
Yeah, we can.
whatever occurs to us.
We can.
Yeah.
Let's just
Okay.
get back to regular programming.
In general, cars are going to be fast. Huh? They're like damn fast. In general, they
yeah.
are like faster than last year.
Yeah,
They're
yeah, yeah.
looking
Yeah.
like
They're like in
quick
testing
quads.
already faster than last year's qualifying.
Yeah.
Give some stats like this, Aditya, about
Yeah,
how
I
fast
mean,
these cars are.
Yeah, come on,
yeah, the
Sabhat,
one
blow
thing
our
is
minds.
Yeah.
I didn't come prepared, but one thing is they're faster than qualifying already in
Oh,
testing
sick.
where you don't know the loads or whatever,
Nothing.
the fuel
Yeah.
loads, nothing.
And they'll use the same tire compound or whatever, similar.
Yeah.
Something.
I mean,
Right,
yeah.
only that. Yeah.
And then it was reliability was brilliant. I mean, you know how good these Formula One cars are. Last year was a new generation of cars, and obviously things break down. But then 1 year in, and there's Logan Sargent in the Williams. He's done 3 race distances in one day,
Yeah.
smashed it,
Insane.
and he's a
Insane.
rookie, no mistakes. I mean, that's a driver thing, but the
Yeah,
teams.
yeah.
This is Williams, who 4 or 5 years ago under Claire Williams didn't come for testing only. I think
Yeah,
day
this
one
is
test,
true.
they said, "No, we're not coming, we're not ready."
Truly a dark day.
Yeah.
And
Um,
yeah.
From the new
I mean-
drivers, who do you guys think is the most promising?
I mean, Dono Nick De Vries will be
Yeah.
one to
Yeah,
watch, and
I-
He'll
Oscar
really be
also
one to
will be
watch.
one to watch.
Yeah,
Both of
it
them,
has-
I think. Yeah.
I
Except
think
that the cars are
both
for
of them, both of them will be worth watching, but both cars are shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, both cars. All three rookie cars are all three of the
Yeah.
most for call cars on the grid. Yeah.
Yeah, this year's Drive to Survive arc is just going to be Lando Norris watching Danny Rick having so much fun as a Red Bull third driver
yeah.
while he just suffers and suffers and suffers.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Damn. Yeah. I mean, look. I think the rookies, though, Nick is obviously a proven entity now in terms of like being able to succeed at that level and everything. Here's an interesting one. Nick is 26 years old, and he's going to be making his debut in Formula One this year. I mean, he made a debut for
Second
one
race,
race.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, second race, but like whatever, full season,
Like
debut full
proper,
season. Yeah. And Max is 25, racing his
And talking about
ninth
leaving.
season.
And talking about leaving. Like already making noises about how if this gets boring and repetitive, I'll go throw another car around somewhere else.
Bonkers. Like, I mean, yeah.
Obviously not,
I mean,
not the same level of success, but Lance Stroll should be somewhere there in like years of F1 experience. I think
yes,
Williams,
definitely.
he's
Yeah,
24.
he's been a while. Yeah, he's been there
Yeah.
for a while now.
Yeah. He's been there for a while, but then he was like, okay, it's time testing mein nahi karega.
But as soon as the car is good, he is well.
28 apparently. De Vries is 28.
Oh, really?
28 years.
28.
Yeah,
According to
exactly.
chat, he's
28.
28. Yeah.
28 or 26 years. 28, bro. 28. Thanks, guys. I get it.
Yeah, but
Fuck,
no,
I
see, the
fucked up
good
his
thing
age.
this year
His
is, right,
point I was
that-
trying to get at is older than Verstappen.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. But see, the good thing is that this year Haas is looking to the future, so they've hired Hulkenberg, as Gunter Steiner said in Drive to Survive. Very memorably.
Yeah.
They have to think not just of next year, but the next few years. So they've got
Dude.
Hulkenberg.
Haas is sponsored by Netflix only. मालूम है? ठीक है? Like, this is the reason. Last में वो end credits में when they're rolling out, you saw that whole like he can suck my balls and all of that happening at the end.
yeah.
Yeah. Haas ka money has come from Netflix only. Like, this is their goal this season is to make at least 2 or 3 entertaining season arcs. That's their goal.
That's
Not
it.
like how
That's
many
their goal,
points
yeah.
that they will win. Yeah.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, of course, like, I mean, if you're talking about testing, then, I mean, the truth of the matter is that it seems as if, Max Verstappen once again is going to lay the smackdown on the season.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he was so confident. He's like, I'll take the shittiest conditions. First day pe testing karega, second day pe lunchtime pe main nikal jana. I'm not even coming back. Bye. The best sessions are yet to come, but I'm leaving.
Yeah.
That
That's
is the
interesting.
level of
Yeah. So I think we had thought of doing this as an exercise, like going over what our expectation is of drivers' championship from top to bottom or bottom. I think bottom to top is more interesting. So should we do that? Because I think did everyone fill out, like make their sort of
Yeah.
list for it?
I did not, but I will
Yeah.
listen to yours.
Huh.
Yeah.
But I think let's start with the bottom sort of 5. Who are we
Okay.
looking at as our bottom
Are we
5?
doing drivers or teams? We're doing
Drivers.
right?
We'll go.
Drivers.
So Sherry, you want to start? Who are your bottom 5, and why is Max Verstappen one of them?
He's not bottom 5. इतनी बुरी नहीं हूँ मैं.
Bottom 3.
Oh, let me get my picture. Someone else go. I have to find my image.
Arjun,
Okay, so I'm just gonna make this up as I go then. Since you are being so
Ah,
prepared,
chal
I'm
go.
gonna say just because I'm a big fan of history, Nico Hulkenberg. Though if there's some dramatic this thing, then amazing. I think in general it's just not gonna be a good year for Williams, like because.
but no,
it's-
acha, okay, no. So
No, wait.
Hulkenberg
We're saying
is harsh.
expectations, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying Hart, but I'm saying Hulkenberg separately. K-Mag, who knows? Who can say? Chad K-Mag in Chad Haas, I believe. Okay, like as a narrative, I must believe. Also because because when K-Mag left, this is again coming back to Drive to Survive. He was an asshole in that season where he left. Okay, like he was just not nice, and now he's had this whole I've had a child, and I see the word.
Yeah. Redemption
Ah.
arc has happened.
Like
yeah,
redemption
yeah,
arc
yeah.
has happened.
I used to be very angry. He's not
Yeah.
angry.
Yeah, I used to be very, and you know
Yeah.
what? It takes a lot to admit that.
Yeah.
It's true.
So that's kind of nice. But yeah, I feel.
Yeah.
Wait, who else?
Yeah. Chat, you guys also
also-
tell us right now who are your 16th
Also-
to 20th places.
I don't know, man. Potentially, also, I'm gonna say Yuki. It's not looking like it's going to be a particularly, especially just given. And they've come out and said that we're not selling, etc. All of that strong statements have been issued, but it's just in general been looking not really great for AlphaTauri for a while. And I don't know that Tsunoda-san is up to the challenge yet,
Yeah.
in spite of that speech from
So who did you say? You said Hulk,
Hulk.
K-Mag,
Hulk.
and Sonoda, right? All
Ha-
these
Hulk-
three are in my list also.
Ha,
I
ha.
know.
For bottom 5.
But
Yeah.
yes,
Bottom
two-
5,
Rohan, 2 more
Hulk.
you have to name.
2 more or what?
For
Bottom
bottom
five.
5.
See,
Okay.
I put Logan Sargent in my bottom 5 also.
So I put Logan. I put both the Logan
Can
Sargent
you
obviously
see
because
if we put them up like the one if we've got our photos? No.
No, I don't think we'll be able to see it that way. But that's okay. We can discuss. I can do this thing where I do this live. Hold on. So I can sort of do everyone's where it went. I have this available. Yes, I do have it. Yeah. So for Rohan was saying bottom. Who were you looking at? You're looking at.
all right. I am
Sargent,
definitely looking at Sargent.
Tsunoda.
I am definitely looking at Sonoda. Go further down. I'm gonna the only reason I'm at this point leaving Stroll out of this is because that car seems competitive. But you know what? That's not. I'm just gonna put him in there. I'm just gonna fucking put him
Oh
in there.
no, Michael,
Okay.
no. This is
Sorry,
so not right.
Just gonna put him in there. Go down. Who am I missing?
Oh, that's
Go down, go
brutal.
down.
You
I'm
put the
sorry.
both Haas drivers also in there, na?
Yeah, both the Haas drivers.
Oh
Then I'm
no,
done,
Michael.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
five.
you're done. You're done.
Then
you're
I'm done. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. I guess I could
This
be wrong,
happens
but-
even though his dad owns the team, he's gonna get fired. What?
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh.
that and
Okay.
I fully concede that every single one of these choices could come back to bite me in the ass, and it'll be a great heroic story if they do. So I have no complaints about that. So yeah,
I tell you, Logan Sargent for 2023 World Drivers Championship अभी लिख लो यार.
Okay,
Oh
done.
my God, what
okay, now okay. So then Arjun, now why don't you tell us yours?
Bottom 5.
Same as the ones that he had in terms of the two Haas drivers for sure. Sonoda as well I've put there. I
Yeah.
put Logan Sargent in there as well. And the only other driver that is different is I put Oscar Piastri in there because I think the McLaren is going to suck quite a bit.
Oh, I did as well. Yeah, same.
And I put Oscar in there also.
Yeah, so my bottom.
And though I want Oscar to do well and everything, this car is looking like a little of a, what did we say? Papaya smashed on the floor, right?
Fire on the road, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so this is mine as well, but the order is different. Is that fine? I mean, we're not
That's
going
fine,
order wise. So then same 5.
my bottom 5 was Sargent, Albon, De Vries, Piastri, Sonoda.
Albon.
Albon, huh?
Yeah.
19.
And De Vries.
Yes. I think AlphaTauri full
Azim.
box.
Azim playing with fire here. Yeah.
I think AlphaTauri legit could finish last. Not
Yeah.
even-
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it could be.
I think they're going back to their Minardi roots.
Aditya?
20 to 16, I put Sargent, Sonoda, DeVries, Albon, Hulkenberg.
DeVries, Albon, Hulkenberg. Okay, so then we're getting Magnussen
Mag
out
out.
there. And who would we get out? Piastri out. Okay.
Interesting.
But that's not the order, but yeah, those
Ha,
guys.
in
So
general.
basically, what we're saying is that the shitbox teams currently are Alpha, Williams, Haas, probably McLaren. Right?
But
Those are
again, you
the-
got to remember there is there is no midfield, because if you call it a midfield, then there's the assumption that there's cars that are so far away, like the Williams,
Yeah.
Hmm.
which
Yeah.
like all of them are close. Apart from the top
Yeah.
3, 4, everything else,
Yeah.
anyone could be anywhere.
Yeah.
I think.
Yes.
Okay. Who are we looking for 12 to 15? Lower midfield.
Ooh.
15, I
Yeah.
put Bottas.
Okay. I had put Joe as 15th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
Joe
yeah,
would be
but yeah.
fifth. Joe.
I
I
had
think Joe.
Joe, Albon, Nick, and Stroll.
Joe, Albon,
Oh, that's exactly mine.
Nick,
Also.
and Stroll. Okay.
Yeah, that's mine.
So yeah, so it's a variation of between Joe and Bottas. Who was yours, Aditya?
Mine are Bottas, Magnussen, Piastri, and Joe.
Bottas, Magnussen, Piastri, and Joe. All right, interesting. Stroll out and Albon out. Interesting.
Your
I said Joe will be 12th.
Okay. Sorry.
You're
you
saying
put
Joe's gonna
Bottas.
this is gonna be Joe's breakthrough season. Like he's
Yeah.
gonna beat Bottas in this one.
Yeah, like by a margin, because I put Joe 12, Bottas 15.
Oh,
Oh.
Damn.
So for me,
Why you're thinking this mullet will not work for Bottas?
I think he's just like this is completely wrong, but he in that Kimi Raikkonen thing where it's like the car is going bad and he's just like, I'm just here for the Australian vibes.
I'm just kidding.
Drive it around, I won't wreck it.
Bottas is fully around for the vibes now.
Yeah.
Bottas is fully, he is the vibe now, basically. He's
Yeah,
realized
yeah.
that he is the vibe.
But he is quite a vibe.
He is,
also
100%.
has become a
100%.
But nobody
One
would have
second.
seen that vibe coming.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Given that this guy
Yeah,
has
yeah,
taken so much
yeah.
shit as being Lewis
Yeah.
Hamilton's boring fucking Finnish teammate or whatever, all right, and now has blossomed into this weird sort of, I don't know, this 80s porn star that I kind of really also enjoy watching.
Yeah,
Like, and I mean that in the nicest way. Like, I don't know how to
yeah,
but,
totally.
right? Like, have you seen Office Space? You seen Office Space? You seen that
Yes,
guy who
Ops.
his neighbor, his neighbor,
Yeah.
right? Two chicks at the same
Totally.
time. Exactly Bottas has become two chicks at the same time, man. If I had $1 million, I think I can make that happen. Like Bottas 100% has that vibe, and I'm here for it. Like if I saw Bottas like start a Grand Prix with a beer in his hand, I would 100% like respect and support his right to drive.
Fist bump, bro.
Under those circumstances.
Dude, but just the most beautiful, like Valtteri Bottas, Victoria Bitter, VB. It's so well orchestrated,
Yeah,
the
it's
entire
brilliant.
campaign. So good.
Too good.
Okay.
Too good.
Arjun, who were your 12 to 15?
Yeah, same here. Same. Exactly.
Okay.
No, whatever Sherry's
Oh,
was. Mine
ours
and
was the
Sherry's were
same.
like exactly the same.
Rohan,
The
who are you
first
going
one.
12 to 15?
Oh, I've forgotten who I'd picked for 15 to 20. So this
Oh,
ship
shit.
has sailed. So I'm just gonna now just chime in on your predictions.
Okay,
We
so
just
I
start filling.
had
But
12 to
this-
15. I had
who was
Norris at 12. I have Hulkenberg at 13. Sonoda 14.
You
no,
said
sorry.
Hulkenberg is going to score more points than.
Sorry, Sonoda is down there.
Sonoda.
Ocon and Joe is what I'm going for 12, 13, 14, 15.
Wow.
But in your opinion, Hulk is going to do better than K-Mac this season.
No, I haven't put K-Mag in
Oh.
my bottom five.
Oh, you
at
haven't?
all.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Haas is
K-Mag is killing it
Overperformed.
this season, you see.
right.
Okay.
Understood. Yes, got it.
Azim is going to get us that sponsorship.
That
I hope
sponsorship,
by
bro.
crook.
Yeah,
It's going to happen. Alright.
it's coming home. Bro. It's
Then
coming
now
home.
8 to 11.
8 to 11.
Yeah.
8 to 11.
The less
11
successful
put
shopping
gasoline.
chain.
Yeah. If only they woke up an hour
If
earlier.
They woke up 1 hour earlier. Right? If they listened to Ankur Wariku and just woken up 1 hour earlier, ready.
Sherry, who you got 8 to 11?
I have Gasly, Norris, Ocon, and Bottas.
Gasly.
Listen, are you just looking at mine?
Ocon and Bottas.
Kuch bhi. This is the
It's the
exact
same again. Wow.
Shut
Yeah.
up. But our last
Huh?
row wasn't the same.
Last was also
was
the
the
same.
same.
Last one was also exactly the same.
No.
Last row
Last
was not the
not.
same. Yeah. Because you're saying that McLaren is going to really succeed this season, whereas I'm saying that nahi hone wala.
So wait, so Gasly, Norris, Ocon, Bottas is the same for Arjun, Ravi, and Sherishov.
Yeah, but
But I
not
think
in that
Arjun-
order.
Huh, okay.
My order, in my order,
I think Arjun
Ocon-
put.
what?
What is
I think
What's your order?
Arjun put Norris in like 8 to this row, 8 to 11.
Huh.
I put Norris
And then you put
as
Piastri at the
P11.
bottom row, in the last row.
Yeah, I did. Because I feel like Norris is, he'll
Yeah,
figure
same.
a way
I
to
agree.
finish
I agree.
7th or 8th at some races. You know
I
what I'm
agree.
saying? He's going to finish. Yeah,
He's
Yeah.
scrappy.
he's scrappy. Yeah.
I agree. Okay, Aditya, but who is 8 to 11 for you?
11 Gasly, 10 Stroll, 9 Ocon, and 8 Norris.
Sorry, tell me again.
Hello.
Tell me
That's
8
interesting.
Norris,
Yeah.
then 9.
Ocon,
9
Stroll,
Ocon,
Gasly.
Stroll, Gasly.
Gasly.
Okay, nice.
Aditya, may I ask you a question? May I? A genuine question. Are you rating the driver or the car? No, I'm
No,
genuine
the-
question. Genuine question. Like, is this
car-
your sort of comment on how you see the AM going this year?
No, I'm saying right now that McLaren is 17, 18, 15, 16 vibes. But mid-season is going to be slightly better. But then there's Lando Norris who's going to take it to 8th. But Oscar Piastri is going to take it to 13th.
Okay.
Oh,
Car's going to get better, but not too much.
okay.
And you're going to get that penalty because you missed out in the first half of the season.
Yeah.
Okay, so interesting. Okay,
What was yours?
my 8 to 8, 9, 10, 11 is Stroll, Magnussen, Bottas. Yep.
Bhai, kya
Bottas,
baat hai,
Gasly.
bhai.
So I think
Magnussen P9 in the championship.
yeah. So for me, the worst 3 teams are, or rather, the bottom 4 teams are going to be Williams, AlphaTauri, McLaren, and Alpine, in my opinion, this season.
You're saying Haas
is going to do better than Alpine, in my opinion.
And why you're thinking this way? Say.
You think you know a person.
Yeah.
So see, the thing is now, I've lost my enthusiasm for Alpine anyway because there's no Alonso. So now I'm like, tum log papa bajao.
Yeah.
You go 6th. I don't care about you anymore.
Yeah.
Now Azim really likes British racing green suddenly. He's
Oh,
like,
dude.
Yeah.
it's a sexy color.
It is. What can you say?
Because it is the dark side of green.
It is. I don't know. I'm also going with drivers. I think Magnussen, for a guy who just came out of the cold last season and did what he did with the car, I think is great. And there are some, like, how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did well at Manchester United just with vibes. I get the feeling that Haas have vibes this year. That's what it is.
You're telling me you're comparing Kevin Magnussen's entire career to one dead cat bounce by a team that you like. Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Good stuff.
Yes.
Come
Okay.
to
This is-
Sidepod for the best
come to
F1
Sidepod.
analysis
Yeah,
on
exactly.
internet.com. Number 1.
Listen,
Man
I was
has
like, I
vibes.
wanted to do something revolutionary for my predictions, because also, by the way, we should tell the chat that we have agreed that whoever wins these things gets gifted by the rest of us merch of their favorite team / driver. So
Okay, cool.
yeah, and I think it's like 1 point for right position, should we say, more or less? I
Sure.
know, but like
Yeah,
and like
but-
extra points for 3, 2, 1.
Huh.
But 3-2-1 to sabka, I think, will be largely similar.
You think?
So a friend of mine just texted me to
Oh.
tell me that apparently F1 TV Pro has F1 commentators and Sky commentators.
Yuck.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So you have the option of both. So thank you, Tushar, for that information. Very
It's
helpful.
like Martin Brundle and David Croft and Karan Chandok are Hotstar dosts now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of Dosts of Hamilton. Anyway, shall we move on to 4, 5, 6, 7, where it gets tasty?
Yeah.
Sherza
Yeah.
Trough.
Very tasty.
Does everyone have
I
the same 7?
Same 7 in 7.
Alonso.
Alonso?
Alonso,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so Alonso's 7. Okay, so start with 4.
Okay,
Go for
I've got Perez, Russell, Sainz, and Alonso.
Perez,
Oh,
Russell,
now things are spicing
Sainz,
up.
and Alonso. All right. Okay.
Damn.
Holy shit.
Signs at 6th, huh?
How this happened? Sherry?
Because I have a soft spot for Russell. I mean, I was actually going to put Russell in 4th, but then I was like, now, chalo, it's highly unlikely. I mean, Lewis can be like wishing wildcard, but now by Russell, I'm not so loyal. So then it's like 4, 5, 6. That's how I thought of.
God damn, the majority on season 2 is just we are bringing 8 people. Holy
Oh,
shit.
wait for it.
Somewhere between season 1 and season 2, we all.
What are we thinking about
So-
Mercedes' chances anyway this year?
I think they're pretty
I'm-
good. I think they're going
Oh, yeah?
to. Yeah.
Multiple race
I mean,
winners.
there are some people who are like, they're not going to be as fast as Aston. There's some people,
For
No, I
now.
don't think so.
more knowledgeable pundits of the sport who have predicted that some of
Arjun S. Ravi has currently
Are you
gone
talking
to
about
देखो
me?
कुछ लोग कह रहे मैं तो नहीं कह रहा
मैं नहीं कह
कुछ
रहा
लोग
मैं
हाँ,
नहीं कह रहा
कुछ लोग तो चू
कह
चू
रहे।
कर रहे हैं मैं तो
देखो,
मैं तो
हम हैं।
भलाई चाहती हूँ.
Spoiler alert,
Society
I may
में-
be one of those few people.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
Same.
Okay, so let's just have this conversation then. Where are we on Mercedes? Azim Manadwala, you think that the Aston
Okay, so I'll
Martin
tell you my
outpace the
4, 5, 6,
Mercedes?
7.
Tell us your 4, 5, 6,
Okay.
7.
4, 5, 6, 7 for me is Leclerc, Sainz, Hamilton, Russell.
fuck right off.
Oh.
Seriously.
Yes.
Okay,
Holy smokes.
Yes.
Azim, you will now
Whoa.
get 60 seconds to explain your position.
Why you didn't get good
Wow.
vibes from both teams?
Purely
smokes.
because of who I have at number 3. If you want me to spoil that, then
Do it.
Alonso.
No.
What?
yes.
What?
तेरे
Wait,
मुंह
who
में
is it?
लड्डू.
Oh.
If this
Fernando
happens.
Alonso at number 3. I would have gone Leclerc.
Azim, I love you, but man, we've talked about this. Your fan fiction is a separate segment and is not allowed in the middle of our
Listen,
very
I am
silly
going.
segment podcast,
I'm
right?
going full wild
Your
prediction.
goddamn fan fiction.
This
He
is-
invited me into his paddock and looked at
I'm
my
telling you,
shit.
dude. Alonso
is
has
not going to fly here.
Evil
Azim.
uncle vibes this time. I'm telling you, dude.
Azim.
You wait for evil Alonso when he's on the podium this weekend. You see.
Debanjan is saying Azim has seen the script.
I have seen the script.
Guys, it's between 4 of us. Azim, go buy your own merch.
yeah.
At this point, I need to buy a Merc to put in my top 3. Okay, no, but wait. Okay, so Arjun, Ravi, who was your 4, 5, 6, 7?
Oh, it was definitely not this. Wait, hold on. It was Alonso.
He's like, I
Alonso
want
piece.
nothing to do with this.
No, but this is great. You know, honestly, I was also when Aston's time started coming in, and I was like, oh shit, it's going to be close between Aston and Merc.
Yeah.
I was already like licking my lips at the prospect of like Lewis and Alonso. Remember that fucking that those chindi battles that they keep having, but which are damn entertaining also.
They'll
but
have this
Alonso is like
season.
up to mere piche hai. You know, I am the captain now. Like that kind of like battles that they are having. Like I was relishing the thought of some more of those.
And this
year.
time
So,
there's no Esteban
yeah.
to defend like a lion also. So
yeah.
And I just want to point out that while I may be the least learned person here, before we started this, I went back and looked at our sort of first few episodes from our first season. And I don't mean to shit on anybody's parade, but y'all are sounding a lot right now about Aston Martin, like I did about Ferrari after the first race of the season. Alright? There's a lot of fucking on the basis of one testing. तुम लोग बहुत उड़ रहे हो, and I really don't mean to, but मतलब तुम लोग बहुत उड़ रहे हो, ठीक है?
बहुत उड़ रहे हो।
बहरेन में एक टेस्ट हुआ है, guys.
Listen, we'll talk at the
Please,
end of the
सब
season, Joshi. We'll talk at the end of the
we'll
season.
talk only, but and I hope for your happiness, Azim, that it's a great conversation. Like nothing.
Yeah.
It's a great story either way, but I'm just saying that it's just. Look, man,
Fuck off.
There's a
sometimes
bit of
when
recency
you've been
bias,
in a
yes, 100%.
relationship and you see red flags and you see your friend like 6 months down that road behind you and you want to stop them. I mean, I'm just trying to do that with y'all. It's just all that I'm
So
saying.
what was
But-
yours, Arjun?
Mine was Alonso P7. Okay.
Okay.
Then it was Russell P6, Lewis P5, and Sainz P4.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay,
This
okay, there we go.
a little bit more sensible, Sakla. You know.
My guys, there's literally one difference between the two of us, which is that we've swapped
To be
Leclerc and
fair,
Alonso.
it's a pretty gigantic fucking difference.
You
Azim.
see,
Yeah.
arey,
It's a
evil
huge-
Alonso is
it's a
killing
pretty
everyone this
gigantic
season.
fucking
I'm telling
difference.
you.
It's the seventh and third difference.
Third, yeah.
It's like saying the only difference between Earth and Jupiter is one small thing about atmosphere. Like,
yeah.
You
pretty big
see.
differences. Okay.
You
They're
see.
planets.
You laugh now. You mock me now.
I don't mock. I just look, man. I'll be there holding your hair back as you puke and like cry on my shoulder in December. भाई मैं खड़ा रहेगा तेरे साथ. But ठीक है.
Oh my days.
Okay, Aditya, but what
And
is your 4, 5, 6, 7?
Aditya, what is yours?
Alonso
Aditya, now you-
P7,
Ah.
Russell 6,
Hmm.
which is
Mhm.
fine. Here, Perez 5.
Perez 5.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Hamilton
Oh,
Perez.
interesting. Oh.
Y'all are all gonna regret this. Y'all have underestimated Lewis.
I put him 4. That's overestimating him.
Oh,
Ah.
shots fired.
I'm so happy I don't have to do this now.
Shots fired. Shots has been fired.
Oh my days.
And
And then
seems
what
like
do you
I've taken
think?
enough in the neck today.
Hello, Rohan.
Rohan, what do you
Now
think?
you also give your opinion about this.
Now you can start giving 4, 5, 6, 7.
Mm.
Okay, chal. Now since anyway I'm making this up as I go along. Okay.
Mm.
One is now I'm agent of chaos. Okay. So first I insist you put Alonso on 10.
Why?
I insist just because. Okay.
Okay,
Now where there is darkness there must be light. So that is why Alonso will go to 10. Also just for chaoticness, I'm gonna put Perez at 4.
Okay.
Perez at 4.
Okay.
Okay. And I want you to invert Russell and Hamilton.
Okay.
Ooh,
Ah.
spicy.
Invert Russell and
Multi
Hamilton.
21.
Spicy.
And-
Sorry, I mean
And-
multi
and-
56.
And for more spicy, I wanted to put fucking Carlos Sainz between them.
Mm.
Very nice.
Oh, like that.
Like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
You know, one thing I was thinking about in general, though, this year is I feel like the inter-team rivalries, especially in the top 3 teams, are kind of like a powder keg. Like in the sense of this, like because they're all these 3 teams have been stable, right, from last year, and they've all had their tense moments a little bit. Little, they've all had tense moments. You know, like Silverstone with the 2 Ferraris, obviously Max and Checo, even Russell and Lewis. Thoda tenseness is there. So I feel like that is going to be damn entertaining. These, at least in the top 3 teams, the inter-team rivalries are going to be a little spicy this year.
Oh yeah, I mean, like if like to put in perspective, I was just thinking about this, right? Like since we're all doing fan fiction, if Mercedes has a really bad year, all right?
Yeah.
And I know so far. No, I'm just saying. Shane is not like
look
this
at
thing
what
to
he's
put shade.
doing. I'm not.
Oh wow.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Azim, now you're like, this
Yeah.
is like me. This is like the first time I was on a chessboard, no? This is how I
Yeah.
played. This is doing any moves.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things, right? Where if Mercedes has a particularly bad year, or if like you said, McLaren also has a particularly bad year, like the triggers that could be pulled in silly season potentially this year could make like last year's musical chairs look like nothing, right? Like
next
today,
level,
so far Lewis is all like, no, I still got years and years of racing in me. But as we have realized, it is very easy to slip from I am champion to I am in my daddy era in this sport. And that could happen. And then some very
He's one
fun
step
things could
away from
happen.
cleaning
That's
the grass
Stroll
stand
all
anyway.
at all times, beat it ups. But
Yeah. That's Stroll at all times, right? So yeah, that's basically how I sort of feel about it. And I agree with you that I mean Ferrari is definitely poised for, unless like this, unlike a Binotto or whatever, like a Vasseur sort of goes very clearly, we have a number 1 driver, we have a number 2 driver, and everybody's just going to shut the fuck up and follow the rules. I don't think another season of this, hey guys, fight it out respectfully, is going to work for anybody.
Yeah. And remember the alphabets of plans that they had: Plan A, Plan
Yes,
B, Plan
yes,
C, Plan
yes,
D,
yes.
Plan Z,
Yeah.
Plan fucking
Yeah.
2.5, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of that
So,
nonsense they have to get rid
all
of.
of that nonsense also they have to get rid of. There needs to be some, because man, another season of like stay in, get out, stay in, this, that, and 2 drivers not sure who's number 1, number 2 is just not going to work, right? Like today, if you're
Yeah.
saying top 3 teams, Red Bull, it's not a hard decision if push comes to shove what they're going to do, right?
Yeah.
Like
And that
Ferrari
guy
also,
is just waiting. Oh, banda
Yeah.
bas
Oh,
wait hi
of
kar
course,
raha hai.
of course.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
just fucking waiting, right? So it's not
Yeah,
even a
yeah,
hard
yeah.
decision for somebody like Red Bull. It's beyond a point. Like, I don't think no matter what economy everybody says, it's really long term not going to be a hard decision for Mercedes, as brutal as that sounds. If push comes to shove, and I don't think it. Ferrari, what do they do? Like, because I think they have the sort of situation where either they could be forced to do something, or one of their drivers could just go fuck shit, right? Like, that's how powder cakey that situation could be.
Yeah, yeah,
And
100%. Yeah.
like,
Charles is locked down for a bit, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
Charles is
bro,
locked down at Ferrari for a bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
lockdown and all, matlab,
correct.
theek hai.
Yeah.
Theek hai. By that logic, I think Norris is also locked down, no, at
Locked
McLaren
down
for a bit.
Yeah.
Dekhte hai. But you see
Yeah,
pain
yeah.
in eyes, bro.
Yeah,
And all locks
100%.
go away.
Oh, yeah. Totally. I mean, technically, I think Alonso was also locked down with Alpine for a while. Like,
Yeah, I also think what I'm also looking forward to seeing, because I haven't seen like real time enough F1 to see this play out, is I'm very curious to see how the team principal sort of musical chairs has also played out over the next couple of years, because there's been some really fucking interesting moves, right? Like,
yeah, it's the last, I'd say, 10 years of team principal movement has resembled EPL a lot more than I'd say the previous 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, it surprises me that Christian Horner right now is the most experienced team principal out there. Like, for me, in my mind, Christian Horner was the new guy. Like,
and that was his brand, right? At first, he was the disruptor.
Disruptor. And now he's the freaking establishment, So
But
that's
the thing now, because back in the day they used to own the teams.
Yeah.
Like their last name was the team name.
Fair.
But now it's just anyone's everywhere. I mean, Toto, I think owns.
And there's been like a bunch of moves, right? Like James Vowles has gone to Williams. Am I
totally?
He's
Yeah.
gone
All
to
sorts of
Williams.
moves.
Vassar's at Ferrari.
Andrea Stella,
Seidel is also has moved.
Yeah, Andrea Stella is now at McLaren, and Seidel has moved to Alpha, and like all these musical chairs are happening.
And these are all like, let's face it, right? Like sharp fucking people, right? So I think some really and where, like somebody said in the chat, we're underestimating the role of these people in being able to like tear shit up. So who knows?
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay.
Should we get to 3-2-1 then?
P3s. Alonso all the way.
You say now. You had already put Alonso.
I had put Alonso. So 3. Who else? Who has? Let's just go with everyone.
Nobody else has Alonso.
Nobody has Alonso.
Obviously. So who else? So everybody else, I'm assuming, has Leclerc at 3.
Yeah.
No. I have Leclerc. Oh, Aditya Bhatt. Come on, spicy.
Leclerc 2.
Okay, so who do you have as at 3?
Sainz.
Okay, so it's mostly Leclerc or Sainz at 3 for most people, apart from me.
Rohan, you agree? Or
well, more than agree. I'm just sort of, again, just for dramatic purposes, licking my lips at the fact that everybody thinks these two are going to end up in more or less the same place speaks for the fact that it's not going to make for a very pleasant environment, right?
Yeah.
So if everybody thinks this, both fucking are vying for third, that means potentially both are vying for second. That means potentially, how do you decide?
Yeah, and honestly, I think while Carlos finished the championship lower than Charles last year, he was more consistent but more unlucky. And Charles actually, for me, made the more blatant mistakes, like actually driver error.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then I saw Carlos was really, really unlucky, like in terms of all the races. A lot of the races where it's either mechanical or you get shunted off, T-bone somewhere and everything. So I like both of them. I put them I still think Charles has a little bit more X factor as a driver, but Carlos is right about that. Yeah.
Sainz is very workhorsey, right? Like in that sense that he's very that guy.
And he's got a great feel. I feel like some of his dad's rally genes have come into him. He's got a great feel for the machine. He's able to adapt.
That's why he
very
keeps going into the gravel also, no?
I was waiting for this.
Waiting. Somehow he's a little underconfident.
I think that's just the way he comes across.
The B-roll very easily. Like like kind of accepted his fate kind of situation.
I
Yeah.
stand by
Okay.
my opinion that he's basically Inspector Karan from Badigar. Like he
I
has
did
that
not get that
exact
reference. I saw
same
your
dard. And look, it's okay, Aditya, you are young. Go watch Badigar.
Okay, P2, chalo.
Okay,
And
so sure. Okay,
Charlie.
who wants to go first?
Charles
My-
I'm
Leclerc.
sure no one has my P2.
who's
Yeah,
your
yours is
P2?
Hamilton.
Yeah,
Yours is
yeah, who's your
Hamilton.
P2?
Max.
Hamilton.
Oh, Max is P2.
Max is
Oh,
P2.
अरे भाई
guys.
अच्छा
अरे
अब बात कर रहे हो डिल्यूजन के
अरे कितना फैन फिक्शन हो रहा है यहाँ पे
Oh my
What in the
god.
Wattpad?
This is happening, guys. This
If
is
I
happening.
won't take a chance on Hamilton, who will, guys? I think-
Yeah,
Chalo.
yeah. No, I mean, look, Sherry. I'm
Guys,
feel-
is this what they
look,
mean by
I would-
fantasy league? Is that what this is? That's cool.
No, I would also love to see Lewis get an 8th world championship and everything. I'm
No, we
very
should not allow all these things.
struggling to see how it is going to happen.
You just have to wear these really rosy glasses and
Glasses,
see it.
okay.
Sherry,
Understood.
there aren't
Sorry,
glasses rosy enough with the greatest of
Yeah.
respect. Like they just don't make them
Yeah.
that red. Like literally, if they're that red, like forget Lewis Hamilton, you can see Mr. India directly. Like that's how red those glasses have to be for you to do this.
Laugh,
I would love-
guys. The merch is
I'd
coming
love
to
to
me.
see. I'd love to see a couple of race wins.
100%. 100%.
One race win in the rain also now would be lovely
Hmm.
also, because actually he's an underrated driver in the rain, IMHO. So like I would love to see one rain win, but
But
World
honestly,
Championship.
it's not going to be that bad for Mercedes. Like
You think so?
saying, yeah, I don't think you
Okay.
saying hopefully one rain win if you
One
can.
race,
It's not. It's going to be a few race wins
few race wins
for
Okay.
the team. It's
Yeah,
going to be
and then
multiple
Max
race
is gonna
wins.
have some bad luck, so it'll all like.
So it'll all even out. Yeah, of course.
But that's interesting. It's interesting that you say that, right? Because when you think about it, between the top three, the two
Yeah.
things that we can more or less count on, like so, for example, if we go at least with Mercedes and with Red Bull, if we don't have a repeat of last year, reliability should not be an issue, right? Like
Yes.
usually 9 times out of 10, driver error left out of it, a Mercedes
Yeah.
and a Red Bull will make it across the line.
They'll finish it. Yeah.
This is not something you can say about our favorite friends in red, right? Like the catch is, even if the
Yeah.
drivers are on point,
Yeah.
the car can go, main ko nahi jana. Like just that's it, right?
Or strategy is little.
And the
bigger.
fact is that, man, say what you want, Max Verstappen doesn't make mistakes. Like sure he might make one, but the guy doesn't make mistakes, right? If he does some stupid recoveries from them. And that's not going to happen. And I agree with Aditya, it's not going to be that bad for Mercedes. But man, you got at least one capricious car in that mix, like of three. So
My P2 is Perez. I put Perez. I think it's
Likewise,
going to be a
same.
good year for Perez. Like
I think
he's
that will
going
be the
to-
expectation of Perez.
Perez. It has to be the expectation. It's kind of like Valtteri
Minimum.
in those couple of years where he was second to Lewis. I kind of feel like the car
I
is
actually
dominant. If the car
feel
is
that
dominant,
Perez is going to get reasonably close to Verstappen this time. I have a feeling.
oh yeah, how
Yeah.
come?
I don't know.
Because-
I think there's something about like there will be a lot of remnant bitterness in Perez that he's going to want to have to prove something this year, and I don't think he's going
Yeah.
to take like shit from the team. So I think he's going to have that thing of listen. He's going to come into it with that mentality of this is my year. I have to do something.
Like he'll probably
completely
win
agree.
Bahrain, but lose the championship.
I feel it could be one of those. It could be one of those
I
Vettel
agree
Weber
with you,
seasons.
Azim, and that is the factor. That's what's going to upset everything, and that's why Lewis is going to prove
Arey, so
Exactly,
see when
exactly.
through goes Hamilton happened also. Na Perez overtook him on DRS straight. You have to remember.
No, I'm talking about all the off-track drama. Like it's going to upset a lot of people, and there's going to be a lot of.
Arey, don't
dramatic
worry.
stuff.
Alonso is here not to upset Hamilton. He'll also be doing in his mirrors every day.
You know what's
But
great
it's-
about having
it's
Azim and
interesting
Sherry
that
on this podcast is that you know who the Toto and Christian Horner of this podcast are.
Oh yeah.
In terms of just relentless shit stirring against each other.
Happy to.
I mean, in
I
case
feel
it
like
wasn't clear, guys, I was saying Sherry is Horner and like Azim is totally.
No, Michael. No, Michael. This is so not right.
Throw your headphones.
I have a printout with me of something. I don't know what it is, but there is a printout.
I have a printer, buddy, right?
I also have, but it's connected, so I can't pick it up.
वो प्रिंट आउट पे ना तू तेरा ही प्रेडिक्शन अलोंसो P3 लिखा है, ठीक है? वो तेरे को at the end of the season हम दिखाने वाले हैं, ठीक है?
Alonso P1 now I'm going to say fuck off.
Oh.
Wow, Azim.
This is the maximum that it zooms to. Sorry.
Damn.
Again, like I would love for Alonso to win a world championship, Lewis Hamilton to win a world championship, but I think we can all agree that RoboCop Max Verstappen, who is kind of operating at T1000 level of like Terminator
100%.
efficiency.
100%.
But have you guys heard of that
Probably.
theory that was on where so basically there was a huge level of dominance? Like there was this pattern that they found. There was the dominance of Schumacher. Then a driver came in and won 2 world championships. Then there was 1 world championship won by a Ferrari. So that's why there's a lot of people are saying just by pure
like that, yes.
Good to see Ferrari fans reduced to Kundali reading. Like, Shastro mein
But
likha
dude,
hai.
I'm not kidding. These things actually work. Like this has happened with like Chelsea winning the Champions League. Also, like all those forerunners were there last season. And some of these strange things happen in sports. So
Another great Formula One fact that I love is that in the last 3 months, Marcus Rashford has scored more goals than Chelsea. And that is my favorite Formula One fact of the day. I just wanted to share with everybody.
So we had Arjun Ravi with Verstappen and Perez, and we have I think Aditya with Verstappen and Leclerc as first and second. Yep. Rohan Joshi, where are you with first and second?
Dude, it's late and I've forgotten where anybody and everybody was in my listing. First and second. First and second should be easy. I didn't put Leclerc in this thing, did I?
No.
Then I think it's Verstappen and Leclerc for me. This seems correct. Like, this seems correct to me. This seems, I mean, obviously not Hamilton third or Alonso first, but this seems correct to me.
Yeah, because he should be in first, exactly.
Okay, beta.
Chalo. I think that's a wrap on predictions, and I can move back from my
constructors predictions. Just
constructors.
I
mean, now we can just go
at least top five, maybe.
Top 5. Actually,
but this should be based on what we said only, na?
I'll just go back to this, and we can just put a driver of whatever constructor we want in the top 5 positions. So who is so for me, let's see. I am saying Red Bull first, Ferrari second, Aston. Mercedes third because Stroll will suck. Aston fourth.
I agree with this analysis.
Seems about right. Seems about right-ish, right? But we're saying that AM really becomes like the best of the rest now. Like, full on. Yeah. Is that what we're saying?
I mean,
this is the year all that development work that they've been talking about, like, legit pays off.
I mean, fourth, we're still saying they're fourth. Okay. So like
no. One second. No. Fair enough. But for this driver pairing, fourth, okay.
Fourth, yeah.
Okay. If you're 1 second dealing with a 41-year-old and Lance Stroll, no matter how legendary that 41, fourth is not a bad pairing, okay? Like, it's fine.
Fourth, yeah, fair enough. Like, if you look at it from that lens, yes, agreed. And I think so. Because also, I think Alonso is going to relish having a competitive car. Whenever he has a competitive car, you know that if there's one guy who's going to wring out like the max out of it,
he'll drive the pants off that car, 100%.
Off that car,
no doubt about it.
That will happen.
Also, Aston has traditionally been fairly reliable. No, last year, I mean, it was mostly driver error that screwed them. I don't think there are too many retirements last year. And generally, I think it's the does it still have Mercedes engine?
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, so those tend to be more reliable engine-wise in general anyway. So
probably. And Shelly, the Mercedes fan,
I think no. I mean, I don't mind the championship going to Red Bull since they'll have maybe 2 drivers ahead. Russell I've put lower in my predictions. So I'm guessing possibly Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, and I think my third would end up being Alpine. And fourth would be Alpine.
Alpine. Okay.
I think
Oh,
because I've got
interesting.
Gasly and Ocon after
Above.
Alonso.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't
yeah.
have Stroll is much lower. So I mean, in terms of points, constructor wise, I'm guessing if I go by my predictions, it would probably be Alpine.
And I got it just on the basis of like, I had a bit of word cloud of this conversation. McLaren just left the chat, no? At
Yeah.
some point, like
Yeah,
that
done.
dispiriting or what the test was, like.
Like I think the photo that they've given for Norris sort of says it all in this
Which
thing.
is?
Yeah.
क्या है ये गाड़ी? Why I am here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Very close for fourth and fifth between Aston and Alpine. It's gonna end up with Alpine fourth. I mean, so Aston 5, Alpine 4, Mercedes 3, Red Bull 2.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
hello.
Oh.
What is happening here, Aditya?
Because
Blame
because
yo,
I've got-
hot man. That's
Yeah.
crazy shit.
Because I've got to back my prediction. I put Leclerc 2 and 3, and I put Perez 5.
Oh.
Cumulative
Damn.
points.
We are all slaves to the earlier predictions, aren't we? So
With Ferrari
Oh,
constructor.
okay.
Sure,
Oh, man.
nobody believes in Perez. Apart from Arjun and me.
Yeah.
and his father.
Yes.
And his dad for
And his
sure.
dad for sure. See, the good
Lewis's
thing is
dad
that
also.
yeah.
वो बस
See, the
सब
good
दोस्त
thing
हैं.
the good thing is that chat is having also like a very nice sort of debate about this, and it's like all very like nuanced and
Yeah,
nice.
One
Like
guy's
Ginny
agree
Weasley
with
saying Aditya delusional bechara.
And
Right?
just before that, it's agree with Aditya.
Yes. So
Yeah.
very
So not polarizing opinions at all. We've got the whole community on our side. Yes, everybody agrees with everyone.
Of
Drive
course,
to
you know,
Survive
I
season
mean,
5 was fantastic.
we are at consensus. We have reached consensus.
We're
And-
done till Sunday.
We have reached consensus and an hour and a half of podcasting, guys. And like I feel like as much as I enjoy chatting with you guys, we have to ask ourselves when the podcast is longer than the race,
Yes.
Mm.
have we
Well-
on some level failed as an enterprise?
Yeah. I think this is the pre-season testing version of the podcast.
That's
Oh,
true.
मतलब
That's
दो
true.
race
हाँ,
distance
हाँ,
हमने
हाँ.
कर लिया.
Now we have to
अभी
shave about 4 minutes. Every
4 minutes every.
Yeah,
in
and
every
in
podcast
my
we have to
first
shave
session,
something.
Alonso also did well. So it's man, I've made this entire prediction just based on Alonso's first run. That's all.
Dude, you should have made it. I would agree if you made it based on Alonso's day 3. Are you talking about day 3 or first day 1?
Well, day 1 and day 3 both. Because day 1
Yeah, but
he
day
looked
3
very good.
he was spectacular.
No, he is
like,
spectacular. He is a magnificent beast
in that car.
general.
In that car.
No, as a human also.
And a father also.
And a father and a race driver and a villain.
You know
everything.
what? We're just gonna leave. Azim, you can get the lube out, do what you want.
Yes,
Whenever
yes.
you're done, just turn the stream
Yes.
off and just, if you want to ASMR this entire like podcast audience
For
to
sure.
see like your like sexy Alonso stories, like it's totally good. You can, yeah. Not so alone. So
Forever, more like forever Alonso.
Also, yeah, one last time just to sum it up, we really enjoyed this latest season of Drive to Survive. While there were glaring omissions and all of those things, they seem to have pulled back on some of their worst instincts, which is nice to see, and could get better. When it came to liveries, we basically decided that McLaren is papaya on road. Mercedes, very number 1, too good. Ferrari, number 1, very much too good. Red Bull, nice, but less marks cut for effort.
No.
And the others just are.
Yes.
In our opinion. Am I missing anything else in terms of predictions? They have been all over the place.
Yes.
We started this podcast as
Logan Sargent is
and
winning, guys.
Logan Sargent is winning.
Logan Sargent
It
is
is
winning.
done. Logan Sargent is winning. Azim and Sherry are no longer friends. Aditya Bhatt has somewhere in the last 3 months turned highly chaotic as an individual with predictions. Telemetry
And-
replaced by
and-
Ferrari will win.
And I picked up
Mm.
in the past week. I picked up time to go porpoising. For anything
Time
that
to go porpoising. Yes,
I
of
just
course.
like when I leave the office, I'm like, time to go
Time to
porpoising.
go porpoising.
Also, guys, has there
And-
ever been a more American name than Low Gun Sergeant? I just want to...
yeah, his brother, Do Gun Sergeant.
And his impolite cousin.
But the
Lay
real
Gun
badass
Sergeant.
in their,
Alright.
their real badass in the family is their Japanese uncle Shogun Sergeant.
Wow.
Is the real hero of the family, in my opinion. And finally, the most important piece of consumer information we can leave you with at the end of 90 minutes is that if you want to watch this year, you have two options. You either get F1 TV Pro for about $2,500, or you meet Arjun S. Ravi in a shady street, and he will give you a VCD with a QR code, and you can watch F1 TV Pro. Anybody? Are we doing predictions for podiums this weekend? Are we doing predictions already, or what's the scene?
May as well.
We can do it.
May as well.
Top
Okay,
3 and
let's
wild.
go. Top 3 and wild. Who wants to go first?
Oof.
I'll say Perez is going to win because typically the guy who wins the first race finishes the world championship in second. So my prediction was Perez will second. So Perez will win, Max will be second, and
Alonso, say it. You want to?
Charles.
Arey, come on.
I wanted to say it. I totally wanted to say it. But Charles. I'm playing it safe. These are the 3. Wild prediction is that somehow Oscar Piastri will score a point
Kya baat hai,
on debut.
Wow.
Wah.
Okay, I am saying Verstappen to win. Actually, no, Red Bull. No, actually, yeah. Verstappen to win, Leclerc to finish this one second, Perez third. Slow start to season for Alonso in fourth.
Mhm.
That was a wild prediction.
That Alonso's fourth.
Okay.
I think
I'm gonna
Alonso third was wild enough to begin with.
I'll say
That's-
Charles Leclerc wins, Verstappen second, and Lewis Hamilton P3 this
nice
weekend.
podium.
And wild prediction: Alonso barely makes it into the top 10 in qualifying,
Oh.
and then he races up to P4.
Okay.
Wow.
Good man.
Okay.
I was about to remove you from the Zoom call.
I'm gonna say grudgingly, but Max is probably gonna win. Shah in second and Lewis in third. Wild prediction is that Alonso's gonna have a shit weekend, and I think Azim is gonna be eating all his words from this.
That's not what it says on my printout, Sherry. Okay.
Yeah.
What does it say on my printout? Okay, this is book my show agreement. All right. Okay.
Go on, Joshi.
Max, Charles, George Russell.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice. Good mix we
interesting.
have. Variety.
And wild prediction?
My prediction. Okay, since it's wild prediction, no. Since it's wild,
Wild.
wildest
Hulkenberg P4.
wildest both has points.
Oh. First episode of Drive to Survive. First KPI for Haas sorted.
Yes.
Just-
Drive to Survive
just-
episode. Yes. Amazing. Wow.
Very good. Utkarsh in the chat says Ocon podium. You heard it here first. Ginny Weasley wants Azim and Sharif fist fight tickets. This is good idea. Come on, let's start training now. Have it at the end of the end of the season.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
yeah, were there any super chats that we have missed? I think there was Arnav Pushkar who said Carlos might be good, but Charles has Harami Pan needed to fight Max. Also, with Arsenal and United doing well, rear of the red maybe. Potential. And
True. And I mean, Charles versus Max, we've only seen like little glimpses of it. We saw
that also
it
in like
nicely
Bahrain only.
in Bahrain only. Yeah. I would love to see a lot more of those on-track battles, but I think in general, Max has the edge a little bit on Charles.
Nice. Yeah, man, fuck, excited. I can't wait for all of us to be wrong. Just all of us, or
Yeah,
at least half of us,
just
to be
not-
wrong. As long as it's not me.
100%.
But yeah.
And I guess we will see you next week at some point to see how wrong we were.
Yes.
Just how wrong we were. Very quickly, these results will come back to haunt us. So let's see.
We're back, guys.
We're back.
Woo!
We're back, and more
Yeah.
importantly, F1 is back. It's race week.
Yep, we-
It is race week.
Rousey.
It is
Rousey.
Rousey.
Yeah.
It is Rousey. And yeah, on that note, I guess we have come to the end of this episode.
And
Yes.
Azim will make some announcements
Yes,
on
yes.
all our behalf.
Of course.
Yes.
Well, I don't know why, but I'm doing a show in Nagpur tomorrow. So if you're in Nagpur, please come. That's all I have to say. And I would promote the thing that I'm doing on the 5th, but it's a conflict of interest of this show. But if for some reason you're watching this and you're not a fan of F1 and you prefer football, we're doing a screening of Manchester United versus Liverpool at the same time as the match, so you can come for that.
Nice.
That's at
Very
Lower
nice.
Parel in Mumbai, Palladium Social.
And if you're in Bombay
Oh, yes.
next
yeah.
weekend, something
Oh
cool
yeah.
coming to Bandra Bandstand.
Of course there is. There is. Can
Yeah.
people still get tickets for it?
Sorry, unfortunately, tickets sold out in like 20 minutes. But
Oh, wild.
next weekend on Bandra Bandstand is the Red Bull Showrun with David Coulthard, RB7, 2011 championship winning vehicle, Seb's baby that won the Indian Grand Prix as well. Gonna race down Bandra Bandstand, make a lot of noise. If you've got tickets, love to see you guys there. I think a lot of us will be catching up over there.
Yep.
Rohan, I know you're not in town. Unfortunately, you're not in town, but it'll be a fun
Yeah,
one.
I'm already making wire transfer to Arjun to try and drive the car in first gear for us of 5 meters.
Nice.
Traction control off. I'll practice.
Traction control off.
I'll practice.
Yeah.
With TC off.
Yeah. Cool.
But yes, yeah, I think we're done. So, Chale, is there any super chat, beeper chat that we have missed? I have only seen the one, but I think Rohan will have access to more. And also, by the way, the poll said that Oscar Piastri is going to be rookie of the season, marginally edging out Nick with 442 votes. Very nice, very poetic.
Yeah,
Very
should
nice,
we
very
also
nice.
decide rookie of the season. Each of us give your prediction. Sure. Rohan, start.
Ready?
Hmm.
Ooh.
Nick DeVries.
Nick DeVries, man. I mean,
Nick,
it's not.
I'm also
Yeah.
like he seemed so confident, even as like just watching him. I think was just
Yeah. Also, last few super chats. Arnav says that Carlos might not be good, but Charles has the.
This one I read
ability to fight
already.
back.
This is very
Yeah,
different.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did we miss?
There's one, I don't know if there's any before that, but yeah.
I'm going up and I don't see one, so I think we're good.
Yeah. I
Okay,
will complete
amazing.
my fan fiction and say Logan Sargent will be rookie of the season.
As good a note as
Covered
any
all
to end this
bases.
stream. As good a note as any. So say bye, friends.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye. And see you next
Thank you,
week
Sidepod
for
friends.
race coverage.
Bye.
Okay.
See you.
Bye.